In question 23, we have 0.5 times 28. Now this is a decimal and this is a whole number or an integer. So let me write the word integer down. And that simply is a whole number. And remember we said it can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be 0. Now this is a decimal and I prefer to turn it into a whole number. So let me write that down, 0.5. So I'm going to move this decimal point to the right one place. So that decimal point will move across over to here. So now that number there becomes 0.5 point. Now what did we say? We can ignore this 0 and we can ignore this because there's nothing else here. So really this, okay, so this is all going on in your head, is the same as 5. So what did we do? We moved the decimal point. So the decimal point moved there. Now the 5 is in the ones column or the units column. So simply it's 5. So now the calculation here is 5 times 28. So we can do this as column multiplication or the grid method. So let's do both ways. 28 times 5. So first of all we do 5 times 8. And if you know your 5 times table, 5 times 8 is 40. So we put the 0 down and we carry the 4 to the next column. Now it's 5 times 2. And 5 times 2 is 10. Plus this 4 that we've carried over makes it 14. So we put 4 in this column and we carry the 1 over to the next column. And we can write that straight down because we've finished. There's nothing else to do. So our answer is 140. Let's write that here, 140. Now our decimal point is here. Although it's not written, now we have to do the opposite of this. We have to undo this. This was an extra step. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this decimal point back one place. So this decimal point is going to travel this way and it's going to end up here. So now if I remove the extra bits, you can see that this is 14.0 and 14.0 is the same as 14. So 0.5 times 28 is 14. Now what I want to do is I want to do this using the grid method. So let me just clear this. So let me draw the grid. The 5 can go down here. And the 28 I'm going to split up or partition. So 2's in the tens column, so that's 20. And 8 is in the units or the ones column. So we're going to put 8 there. So now it's 5 times 20. Now we can hide this 0 and do 5 times 2. And I know 5 times 2 is 10. Now simply bring this 0 back down here. So 5 times 20 is 100. Now I need to do 5 times 8. And if I know my times tables, 5 times 8 is 40. So let's do that here. 100 add 40. 0 add 0 is 0. 0 add 4 is 4. 1 add nothing is 1. So the number is 140. But as before, we did this extra step, so we have to undo this step. So let me write this here. 140. Now I know the decimal point is here on 140, so I have to take my decimal point back one place to do the opposite of that. So this is going to travel here and it will end up there. So if I remove this, we end up with 14 as before. And if you look, it's the same as the other one. Now I just want to go through one more thing with this. If you can spot that 0.5 is a half, so we want half of 28. And now look at this, because this is an even digit and this is an even digit, we can halve them. What's half of 2? 1. What's half of 8? 4. And it's as simple as that. So you can do this in your head if you can spot this and you spot that these are both even. It makes it much easier. So half of 28 is 14, and that's exactly what we got using the other method. So try to develop your mental maths like this. Spot the patterns and then spot the shortcuts.